Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird has been a major part of American classrooms since it was first published in 1960. For decades, it has been known as one of the most important and influential books in American literature. Recently, however, some people have started to question whether this book should still be taught in schools. Critics point to certain flaws, such as the novel's focus on white characters and the way it handles racism. Still, despite these issues, To Kill a Mockingbird continues to be a classic. A classic is a piece of literature that stands the test of time and continues to be relevant for generations. This novel fits that definition because of its strong moral themes, powerful storytelling, and ability to inspire important discussions about justice, race, and empathy. It should remain a part of school curriculums because of the lessons it teaches and the conversations it creates. To better understand why this book matters, it's important to define what makes something a classic. A classic is not just a book that is old or popular. It is a book that continues to teach important life lessons long after it was written. As author Italo Calvino once said, a classic is a book that has never finished saying what it has to say. This means that the message of a classic stays important over time. To Kill a Mockingbird still speaks to readers today, especially young people, because it deals with topics that are still part of everyday life. These include racism, inequality, family, morality, and courage. It also makes people think about what it means to grow up and how to treat others with fairness and respect. The story takes place in the 1930s in a small town in Alabama, during a time when racism and segregation were part of everyday life. The narrator, Scout Finch, tells the story from the point of view of a child learning about the world around her. Her father, Atticus Finch, is a lawyer who agrees to defend Tom Robinson, a black man accused of assaulting a white woman. Even though there is strong evidence that Tom is innocent, he is still found guilty because of the racist attitudes of the time. This part of the story shows how unfair the justice system can be and how people can be judged because of their race. It also teaches the importance of standing up for what is right, even when it's not easy. Atticus Finch says, "You never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view, until you climb into his skin and walk around in it." This quote is a powerful reminder of the importance of empathy, something that is just as important today as it was back then. In addition to racism, the novel also explores the loss of innocence, family relationships, and the struggle between right and wrong. Scout and her brother, Jem, learn that the world is not always fair, and that people are not always treated equally. These are lessons that every young person has to face at some point, which is why the book is still meaningful for students. Reading about Scout's experiences helps readers see the world from a different point of view, and it can help them grow emotionally and morally. This is part of what makes the book a timeless classic. Even though the book has many positive qualities, some critics argue that it should not be taught in schools. For example, in an article published by The Atlantic, journalist Adam Serwer points out that the novel mainly focuses on white characters like Atticus and Scout, while black characters such as Tom Robinson and Calpurnia do not have much of a voice. Serwer: "This is a valid criticism and should not be ignored. However, it can actually be a reason to keep teaching the book rather than banning it. Teachers can use these criticisms to start important classroom conversations. Students can learn not only from the story but also from its weaknesses. This can help them think more deeply and critically about the literature they read and the world around them." Many educators continue to believe that To Kill a Mockingbird is a valuable book for students. According to PBS NewsHour, education expert Ariel Sachs explains that the novel helps students explore difficult issues and encourages them to think about justice and fairness in their own lives. PBS NewsHour: "When taught properly, the book can be a tool for teaching empathy, critical thinking, and the history of racial injustice in America. It also encourages students to talk about how literature reflects the values of a society and how those values can be challenged or changed." Another reason the novel is so important is that it has had a lasting impact on American culture. To Kill a Mockingbird won the Pulitzer Prize for Fiction in 1961, and it has been translated into over 40 languages. It has sold millions of copies and was even made into a popular movie in 1962. The character of Atticus Finch has been praised as one of the greatest fictional heroes of all time because of his bravery and strong moral beliefs. Few books have had such a large and lasting effect on readers, which is another reason why it deserves to be called a classic. In conclusion, To Kill a Mockingbird is still a classic and should continue to be taught in schools. It addresses important themes like justice, morality, and racism that are still relevant today. The novel may have flaws, but those flaws can be used to spark valuable discussions. It continues to teach lessons that help students understand the world and grow as people. As long as teachers guide students through the story and its complex issues, To Kill a Mockingbird will remain a powerful and meaningful part of American education.